This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, and welcome back to Movie Battles, where we take the very best in Disney, Pixar trivia, and we put them head to head. I am your host, Clay Johnson, the Flying Cow himself, but I am not here alone. No, I have here with me today a very special guest to help me call this match, Sinister James Shimo. How we doing, James?
I'm doing very, very well, my good sir. Thank you so much for having me. You know, it may be a bright, sunny day here where I'm at, but we all know the brighter the sun shines, the darker shadows it casts. And in those shadows, something sinister always lurks. So it's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be a ton of fun.
No problem. I figured it was better than having the syndicates shut us down. So,
well, you never know. The syndicate works in mysterious ways.
All right. Well, I got to say, I'm excited to have you here today for this match because we have a first round tournament match. We have today the King, Kaleb Koho, playing up against the Spaniard, David Garcia. Both of these guys, David is 1-0 with a TKO to his record, and Kaleb had a very decent showing in his match. Unfortunately, just had some rough luck there. But I will say I'm excited to see what both of these competitors are going to bring to the table today.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like, these guys definitely are hungry. I mean, first round of a tournament, you want to get that win under your belt. You want to advance to that next round, and you have got to have the deepest levels of reserves in order to get there. I mean, what better kind of a matchup? A king versus a Spaniard. We've known Spaniards have had king problems historically, so why not put them up against each other? It makes for good entertainment. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, before we bring our competitors in, just have a few reminders. First of all, the format for this show is sourced from the Movie Trivia Schmodown. So if you enjoy this and you want to see more of it, check out the Movie Trivia Schmodown. Go to theschmodownlive.com and let them know that the cow sent you. And also, do not forget that the Flying Cow is not just movie battles. We also have a podcast feed that you can find on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. I talk a lot over there about television and movies, so check that out. We've got a lot of great stuff. And as always, if you want to get in contact with us, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at The Flying Cow Pod. You can also email at theflyingcowpod@gmail.com. And as always, if you can't remember all of that, it's just on the banner right above us. Not too hard. All right. Well, what do you say we go ahead and get right into this match by bringing in our competitors?
I'd say we got a match to get to. Why waste any time?
Absolutely. All right. Introducing first, representing the Kingdom with a record of 0 wins and 1 defeat. He is the King, Kaleb Koho. How we doing, Kaleb?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. That loss sucks. I think it's about half to 9 p.m. for David here. I'm looking for a W, and I know me and David go back a bit, but everybody, I need this one today.
All right. Well, we will have to see how you fare against him. I gotta say, unfortunately, you did get the TKO or get TKO'd in your last match, but You drew so you did pretty well in your third round. You just had a tough 5-pointer. So I think you've definitely got a chance here today.
I have more of a more than just a chance, but we'll see.
All right. We will have to see. So why don't we go ahead and bring in your competitor and his opponent. With a record of 1 win, no losses, and 1 knockout, he is the Spaniard, David Garcia. How we doing today, David?
I'm fine. It's going to be very fun playing against Koho.
Yeah, have you guys played before in other leagues?
Oh yeah. We have played, I think, 4 times.
Okay, wow.
One-on-one teams, a multi-people match, and we're a 5 versus 5 elimination type of match. I am not going to say the record.
You're okay. All right. That was going to be my question, but all right.
Okay,
I'll respect that.
Wait, no, he hasn't beaten me yet. But
okay.
I think Kaleb Koho is an incredible competitor. He has been here nearly from the start. When I got to the fan leagues, he was already a staple. He's a great geek player. He's a great singles player and teams players, which I'm not. He's a great fandom player. He has a lot of expertise that I don't have, and I'm pretty sure he put them on the wheel, by the way. And I love Disney, but I know Kaleb loves Disney too. And losing to one of the best Disney players they have ever seen in the fan leagues is no shame, because Kelly is a monster. I got my TKO, but I'm pretty sure I won't give Koho a TKO if I win. So we are in the same faction over in Multiplex. So, I mean, it's going to be a friendly match, I hope, unless I get the heel Kaleb Koho, which I hope I'm not getting. He needs a win. And I mean, if he gets it beating me, I'll be okay with that.
All right. Well, we will just have to see what happens in this match. So let's go ahead and bring Kaleb back in here. All right.
Both of these guys are definitely hungry. And, you know, David brings up the record and the history between these two. It almost, to me, mirrors, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio in the summer of 2006. I mean, or 2000. Yeah, it was 2006. I mean, come on, like just needing to get that win and almost obsessing over it. You got to wonder, is Kaleb getting to that level, or, you know, is it festering in the back of his mind, or can he keep his composure?
I honestly don't think so.
I gotta love you bringing up. You're like, oh my god, heel Kaleb. You're the one with the records, bud. You're the one who brought the record.
To be completely honest, I think we can't count one of those matches because the Star Wars one was weird.
It was weird.
All right. Well, let us go ahead and get right into round number 1 with the rules of round number 1. In round number 1, 8 questions from random categories will be given to all competitors. Competitors will have 15 seconds to write their response. Answers must be said aloud while revealing their answer. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. If either competitor gets all 8 questions correct, they will receive a 1-point bonus question. Competitors also have 3 repeats that they can use throughout the match. If you want to hear a question again, or you just need a little bit more time, you can use one of those repeats. Each competitor also has a challenge. If you disagree with any ruling, you can challenge it. However, if the challenge is upheld, you will keep your challenge. If not, you lose it. There is no stealing in this round. Do we have any questions going into round number 1?
Nope.
No, sir. All right. Then if you guys are ready. All right. And James, are you ready, sir?
Absolutely. Ring the bell, Apollo.
All right. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel ready for a movie battle. Action begin. We're going to start with question number 1 in the category of the early classics. These are the films of the 1930s through the early 40s. And your question. In the film, what is Dumbo's real name?
Starting off with an all-time classic. I remember being young watching this and just, if anything, this should have been an indication just how crappy society was going to get once we got into the Twitter age.
Yeah. It's I mean, I will definitely say, they used to have a test at the studio. They would have people watch this movie to see how long it took them to cry. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. And Kaleb, we are going to start with you, sir.
Jumbo Jr.
Jumbo Jr. is correct for 1 point. And David?
Not half that. I can't even remember it in Spanish.
All right. So
All right.
Kaleb draws first blood with a 1-point lead going into question number 2.
Yeah, you got to wonder if that first blood is going to, rent some space in the back of David's mind. Question 2, gentlemen, is in the category of the Disney Renaissance, meaning mostly the 90s. And your question, who provided the voice of Esmeralda in The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Not to be confused with Notre Dame, the school that Rudy attended.
Yeah, I will say that is a pet peeve. Anytime somebody pronounces this movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's mostly New Yorkers, I find. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, and we will be going to David first.
But Demi Moore?
And that is correct.
Demi Moore.
Okay.
All right, Kaleb had it too. All right, 2-1.
All right. So, yes. Let us go into question number 3 in the category of the dark times. These are the films of the 2000s. In what film will you find an aspiring chef, a disgruntled butler, and a jazz-playing alligator?
Putting you on the spot right now. Favorite genre of music, not including jazz.
Oh, geez. See, I'm very eclectic. I go back and forth, but if I have to choose one, I'd say probably folk.
Yeah.
Little folk rock. I really enjoy.
Depends on my mood mostly.
Sure. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. And Kaleb, we are starting with you, sir.
Been clearly underrated, The Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog is correct. And
Right on
David,
both counts.
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog. All right. And Kaleb maintains his 1-point lead, 3-2.
Absolutely. All right. Let us go ahead and move into question number 4, which is the category of Pixar. Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Could be just about anything in their library.
Yeah.
Here we go. In Finding Nemo, Marlin and Nemo live in what type of sea creature? Gonna see which of these guys studied to be marine biologists.
I hope
Right.
spelling doesn't count.
I know for oddly enough, that was going to be my career before I switched to what I'm doing now.
Really?
Yeah, I loved watching Shark Week. Had an obsession with sharks and sea life. Loved going to SeaWorld, at least until the whole blackfish thing started.
If I put the word in Spanish, can I put the word in Spanish?
I would say, did somebody have Google Translate pulled up?
Wait.
In 5,
Repeat.
4. Okay.
Okay.
Use a
we'll go ahead
repeat.
and repeat the question. Absolutely.
You can just try to spell it phonetically.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah. In Finding Nemo, Marlin and Nemo live in what type of sea creature? Yeah, no, I had a huge obsession with sea life when I was younger. It's still a little bit to this day. Like I still continually watch Shark Week every year. Highly misunderstood creatures.
Yeah. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, let's go to the Spaniard first.
It's not, but I couldn't remember the other one. I put coral.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. And
Anemone.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a sea anemone is correct. That is
Very
correct.
worried about spelling.
No, spelling is off, but the
Completely fine.
pronunciation was what counts.
I will say you were pretty close. You just take off that Y.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just about got it. Yeah. All right. So that means that Kaleb goes to a 2-point lead, 4-2, and he is still perfect going into question number 5 in the category of the decline and wilderness. And your question: in the Black Cauldron, Henwin, who can show visions of the future, is a magical what?
You want to talk about the film that nearly killed Disney for a good long while.
Yeah, I mean, they were struggling before this because the 80s were a weird time.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, there are interesting concepts and it's an interesting attempt at world building. It's just, I don't think one film was enough to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't know that it was the right tone for them either. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Kaleb, we are starting with you, sir. He is a pig. All right. And David, also a pig. All right.
Absolutely. Both gentlemen bringing home the bacon on that question. I know I'm not Elena Jordan, but I could still make it work every once in a while. All right. Let us go ahead now and move into question number 6. This is going to come in the category of package films, which is sticking with the decade of the 40s. All right. The story, The Flying Jaquito, can be found in what package film?
It's Gauchito.
Gauchito, sorry.
The Flying Gauchito.
Gauchito. Say those foreign pronunciations. Being Italian, I always get the pronunciation between one Latin dialect to the other. Always confused.
Right. I'm just, we've got a Spanish speaker in the game.
Of course.
So
Never want to be disrespectful.
Absolutely.
Lo siento, señor.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, and let us go to the Spaniard first.
It's one or the other. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos, I'm afraid is incorrect. Can we go to Kaleb Koho?
What the one? The Three Caballeros.
The Three Caballeros is correct. Yes.
All right. So
Jose and Panchito.
Both guessing, but Kaleb seems to have luck on his side because he is currently ahead 6-3 and still perfect going into question number 7.
Let's see if he can maintain it.
That category is the classics, the films of the 1950s. And your question: in Sleeping Beauty, what is the name of Aurora's father?
Interesting.
Going kind of deep cut in round number 1, but we'll see what kind of competitors we have here.
Absolutely. Oddly enough, one of the Disney films that hasn't exactly gotten the live action remake treatment. It had it in a sense. But...
yeah, I mean, Maleficent is kind of, they completely changed the story. I will say my only real cool with that is I hate what they did with the fairies. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Kaleb, we are starting with you.
Richard.
Richard
is incorrect.
Incorrect. Yes.
All right. And
Stefan
is
correct.
So Kaleb no longer has a perfect round, but he is still up by 2, 6-4, going into the final question of the round.
All right. And we are looking at our final question in this round. Question 8 is going to come in the category of the CG revolution, meaning the 2010s. All right. What is the name of the lead character who befriends Baymax in Big Hero 6? Oddly enough, one of the films that you also need to study for an inner geekdom career these days.
It's true. It's true.
Good movie, though. Again, sorely underrated, I think, in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, it's got some really good stuff in there. In 5,
Excited for the
4,
animated series coming.
3, 2, and 1.
All right, let us go to the Spaniard first.
Hiro.
Hiro is correct. And Caleb.
Pronounce it
All right.
differently
Both even spelled it
in the movie.
correctly.
Indeed. Yeah, those Japanese pronunciations can be very, very tricky sometimes. So especially when it comes to spelling. But yes, both gentlemen are correct heading into round 2.
All right. So the score is currently 7-5. Caleb has a 2-point lead going into round 2. So let's take a look at the rules for round number 2. In round number 2, also known as the wheel round, each competitor will have two possible opportunities to spin the wheel. If they do not like their first spin, they can choose to respin, unless, of course, they land on opponent's choice, at which point they're stuck with that. Competitors will get 4 questions in their category. Questions are worth 2 points in this round. Multiple choice is available. However, if you go to it, the value will drop to 1 point. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. Opponents may steal if a competitor gives an incorrect response. Repeats and challenges are still in effect in this round. Do we have any questions going into round number 2? No. All right, then Caleb, you currently have the lead. So you have the option. Would you like to spin first, or would you like to defer to David?
I'll defer.
All right. So David, we are going to bring up the wheel for you. Can you see the wheel, sir? All right. So this spin is yours. And you have landed on CG Revolution. Would you like to keep it, or would you like to spin again?
There is one category there that I probably Caleb put on the wheel that I really don't want.
Yep.
I'll take it.
You're going to take it?
Yeah.
All right. So
Out of
David
fear.
is going to keep CG Revolution. As a reminder, these are the films of the 2010s to the present. So you are going to get 4 questions in that category. And I am going to be asking those questions to you. Are you ready, David?
Yep.
All right. So your first question in the category of the CG Revolution. In Tangled, after being denied permission to leave her tower, what does Rapunzel ask her mother to get her for her 18th birthday?
How specific do you need?
We don't need it super specific, just a basic.
New new paint.
Paint is correct for 2 points. All right.
Strong start.
Absolutely. Going into question number 2. What is the only 2D animated release from Disney since 2010 during the CG Revolution? In 5, 4, 3,
Multiple
2.
choice.
Multiple choice. All right. Those options are: is it A, Home on the Range, B, The Princess and the Frog, C, Winnie the Pooh, or D, Moana?
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is correct for 1 point. Yeah, a lot of people forget about Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
Came out right after Tangled. right after they said, we're
I
going
have-
all CG. Princess and the Frog was the last 2D animated film, except
I have
this one.
seen it too for fandom.
Everybody forgot Winnie the Pooh, including Christopher Robin, and then he turned into Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. All right. Going into your penultimate question in the category of CG Revolution. In Zootopia, the obese police dispatcher, Officer Clawhauser, is what type of animal?
Oh, there are so many like this. I'm going to go basic. And if you steal, congratulations. A leopard.
Leopard is incorrect. So, Caleb, you get the opportunity to steal. Let me repeat the question. In Zootopia, the obese police dispatcher, Officer Clawhauser, is what type of animal?
Maybe he's a cheetah.
Cheetah is correct for a 2-point steal. All right. So
I
that
was afraid the multiple
puts
choices were going to
Caleb
be-
back in the lead 9-8. Going into David's final question in this round. And the question: what is the name of the online racing game that Vanellope is drawn to in Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Slaughter Race.
Slaughter Race is correct for 2 points. So after David's round number 2, he currently has a 1-point lead, 10-9. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was some impressive navigating. The revolution, unfortunately, is not televised, but it is right here on YouTube. David, he had a couple of his speed bumps there, but he did the smart thing. He checked the multiple choice when he needed to, prevented, the 1-point steal potentially with the Winnie the Pooh question. Unfortunately, hit the 2-point steal with the cheetah as opposed to the leopard. A lot of people get those mixed up. One lives in the jungle, one lives in the Serengeti.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens. And then, but he got it back with that final question in regards to Slaughter Race. So it's still anybody's game going forward.
it's true. We will just have to see what Caleb gets with his wheel.
I love
which-
that cat that Dave's scared of, please.
All right, which he should be able to see now. You can see
Yeah.
the wheel, Caleb. All right, then let us go ahead and spin the wheel. We'll have to see what it lands on. And you have landed on movie quotes. Would you like to keep it or would you like to spin again?
I will spin again.
All right, so we are going to spin again. Whatever it lands on this time,
Gonna be
what you
Oscars.
got?
Please be Oscars.
It's gonna be Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is Oscar.
It is Oscars. All right.
Wow.
So
It's that kind of match. It's that kind of
This is going to be
all
interesting.
right. So we are going to be asking Caleb 4 questions in the category of Oscars, a category that apparently he was looking for. We'll have to see how it treats him. And James is going to be asking these questions.
All right, Caleb, your very first question in the category of Oscars. Pinocchio was the first Disney animated film to win Best Song. What was the second Disney animated film to win that award?
It is
Oscars question?
It is really that long. Under the Sea.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. Let me repeat the question there to David then. Your question is, Pinocchio was the first Disney animated film to win Best Song. What was the second Disney animated film to win that award?
Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid is correct. We were looking for the title of the movie, not the song.
I'm sorry, that's really sucked.
Unfortunately, that's the way it happens sometimes. So
Indeed.
David gets a 2-point steal.
That is massive, especially right here. Okay, so Caleb, your next question. What was the first Pixar film to win an Oscar of any kind?
So you including special achievements?
Just any Oscar of any kind.
Toy Story.
Toy Story is correct.
For 2 points,
Mhm.
which brings him in within one of David.
All right, here we go. Caleb, your third question. Which song from Disney's Robin Hood received a nomination for Best Original Song?
Love.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. And your final question in the category of Oscars. Aside from the Special Achievement Award, the original Toy Story received 3 nominations: Best Original Song, Best Original Score, and a nomination in what other category?
Best original screenplay.
Best Original Screenplay is correct.
All right. So Caleb had a minor wobble at the beginning there with that 2-point steal, but then was able to run the rest of the category. He currently leads David by 3 with a score of 15-12 going into round number 3.
Yep. Like you mentioned, Caleb, just a slight stumble there out of the blocks, just misheard the question just slightly, but he picked it up very nicely and was able to regain himself heading into the third round.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that's not the first time this has happened. Sometimes competitors just need to remember to take a minute, even ask for a repeat to make sure, you know, what the question was actually asking. But let's get into round number 3. The rules of round number 3 are as follows. Competitors will pick 3 numbers from 1 to 20 that correspond to 3 random categories. Each competitor will get 3 questions in this round. Questions are worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. There will be no stealing or multiple choice in this round. Repeats and challenges are still in effect. Do we have any questions going into round number 3?
Oh.
All right. Then, Caleb, you are currently in the lead by 3 points. So you will have the opportunity to pick your 3 numbers first. What sounds good to you?
Well, as always, got to take 4, 7.
I'm sorry, you
and
said
I'll-
4 and
4,
11.
7, and 7.
Or 7.
4
7.
and 7. Okay.
And then I'll take 2.
2.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, you're chopping a little bit
Okay.
here and there, so just making certain. All right. And David, what about you, sir?
1, 10, and 6.
1, 10, and 6.
Yeah.
All right. And David, since you are currently behind by 3 points, you will have the opportunity to answer your questions first, trying to avoid that TKO. See if we can send it back to Caleb to answer some of his questions. So we're going to start with your 2-point question. You chose number 1, and that relates to the category of the wilderness.
Mhm.
And the question: what film features the voice talents of Dom DeLuise, Cheech Marin, and Billy Joel?
The wilderness. Can you remind me of the decades of that?
Yeah, that's the 80s.
The 80s.
Couldn't tell if he was annoyed by the question or scoffing at it.
I know. In 5, 4,
Repeat.
3. All right.
Second repeat for David.
All right. And your question in the category of wilderness, the 1980s. What film features the voice talents of Dom DeLuise, Cheech Marin, and Billy Joel?
This could also help if I knew movie release dates. The Fox and the Hound.
That is incorrect. The correct answer we were looking for was Oliver and Company.
Okay. Oh, right.
Why should I worry?
Yeah, right.
And I will stop before copyright.
It's
known
all right.
that.
I would say you should worry because you missed your 2-point question. We're now to your 3-point question. I mean, shouldn't worry too much though. If you get this one correct, you will tie Kaleb.
Yep.
So let us move forward into this question. You chose number 10, and that relates to the category of movie release dates.
Okay.
That's a rough job. I'm sorry.
Oh,
When it
Is
rains, it pours, ladies and gentlemen.
it's that type of match. Congratulations.
And your question, you never know. And your question. What is the only year in the Renaissance, the 1990s, which did not have a Disney animated release? You will have 20 seconds for this one.
I may actually know this one. I don't know. It's weird. 1993?
That is correct for 3
Yeah!
points.
That's my best achievement of today.
1993.
Voids the TKO on that exchange. So that will move us now, Kaleb, to your 2-point question.
Mm-hmm.
And your 2-point question, Kaleb, is going to come. You selected number 4. That is the category of scores and soundtracks.
Okay.
And your question: who composed the score for all of the Toy Story films?
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman is correct.
All right. And with that, he sends it back to David. Score is currently 17-15. David's down by 2, but if he gets this 5-point question, he will ensure that Kaleb has to answer both his 3 and his 5 in order to win the game.
And if I don't know it, can I get a plot question?
No.
Okay.
All right. And your question. If David gets this right, he will send it back to Kaleb. If not, Kaleb will win this match. You chose number 6. That relates to the category of recent Pixar.
Okay.
Recent Pixar. So everything from 2010 on. And the question: in what Pixar film will you find Sigourney Weaver credited as playing herself?
Finding Dory.
All right.
That is correct for 5 points.
There we go. Didn't need his final repeat. This is going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
This match is so weird. Can I just say?
It has been a roller coaster of emotion throughout the entire match. But now we know for a fact that Kaleb will have to hit his 5-pointer in order to take the victory. Kaleb, your 3-point question, you selected the number 7, which is the category of princesses.
Okay.
Princesses is your category for 3 points, sir. In the film, what is the name of Cinderella's dog? Just as a reminder, you are still in possession of all 3 of your repeats.
Okay.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Okay. That's 1.
First usage of the repeat rule for Kaleb. Here we go. Category is princesses. In the film, what is the name of Cinderella's dog?
Um,
Five, four, three,
Anyone on
two,
the 5? I'm just
one. Okay.
All right. Gonna take his
Gonna take the
uh,
L on that one. All right. He may not be Zaflirt and Flouse, but he is another supermodel of a kind. We were looking for Bruno.
Mm.
Bruno.
dog's name is
Was the
Bruno.
correct name.
All right. So
All
I
right.
do want to remind everyone, David is still up by 3. So if Kaleb gets this, he will win the match. However, if he does not, David will win the match.
Oh,
Right. Here we go for your 5-point question, Kaleb. You selected the number 2. That is going to correspond with the category of voice actors. Voice actors.
that's fair.
And your 5-point question, potentially for the win, is in Cars, Van and Minnie are voiced by 2 familiar character actors. Name one of them.
Richard Hine.
And your winner, the King, Kaleb Koho.
Okay, take the heads on cars.
It came down.
Richard
the last
Kind and
question.
Edie McClurg was the other one.
I mean,
All right.
you talk about a barn burner of a match, a nail biter right to the bitter end. Did we expect anything less from these 2 gentlemen? But Kaleb Koho, the King, getting that first win over the Spaniard. I mean, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to ask our competitors to go ahead and turn off your cameras, and we will bring you back in just a second. Wow. Yeah. At the end there, I had no clue where it was going to go.
It could have literally gone either way. These guys brought it throughout the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
David, started off a little bit behind, but he kept working. He kept plugging away at it, took the lead, forced the King all the way to the 5-pointer, which is no small feat. And it just came down to a pick, 50-50 shot between the male or the female voice actor there. And it paid off for the King in the long run. Gets to wear that crown high on his head, hold his head up high, even if it's heavy. He is the winner this day.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in today's, unfortunately, not the winner today, but I know, the Spaniard, David Garcia. How we doing, David?
I play this for fun, and even if I lost, I am so pumped. My 3 and my 5 in movie release dates and in voice actors. You can ask Kaleb Koho. We are in the faction. What is my biggest weakness in the whole, anything? Honestly, though, if I had won this in a 5-pointer, I would have felt bad because of Caleb's miss in his second round. I was like, he literally gave me the answer. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, it would not have, it happens that way sometimes.
It does happen. It has happened to me before. I spelled Johnny Depp with Johnny Depp once instead of... So it does happen, but it sucks when you win like that. And it will have been the second time I won Kaleb in a weird way. Last time it wasn't that satisfying for any of us, I think, the finish of that match. And I think today I just had fun. I am not going to continue in the tournament. I hope you will have me again here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact,
but
my next question, unfortunately, you're done with the tournament. You're done for most of the rest of the season. But is there anybody that you have your eye on for next season?
Well, let's go crazy. Why not? There are 2 people that I haven't played.
Oh, okay.
And in the fan leagues, I have known them for a long time, and I know they are playing each other. I'm pretty sure Kaleb must think I am crazy by calling them out. Give me the loser of Nazario and Boatman.
Oh, all right.
Whatever.
That might that could be quite a match. Yeah,
I'm going to
we'll
lose
have to
to
see.
any of them. I'm going to lose to any of them in Disney, but it will be fun as hell playing them. And I have to say though, that movie release date question, Aladdin is my favorite Disney film, so I know when that came out, and The Lion King came out the year I was born. So,
Sure.
and I'm pretty sure there isn't a movie after Aladdin before Lion King, so it has to be.
There you go.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
I
however
will
you
say
got to work it out, man.
yeah, that can trip people up before. I've seen people get rather confused because Aladdin came out like at the very end of 92.
Yeah.
So I've seen people confuse.
I've done it before.
I think the only question I'm mad about is the anemone one. Because I should have known that. It's spelled very, very similar to Spanish. I should have put that one. I didn't. That's the only question I'm pissed about, and it wouldn't have mattered. So congratulations, Caleb. You deserve the win today. It was a weird match. I should have been TKO'd. But yeah.
But you weren't.
Making you answer the fight was a miracle. So congratulations, Ricky.
All right. Well, thanks again, David, and we look forward to seeing what you do next.
I mean, hey,
right.
the guy is in high spirits despite the way things turned out. Which you never like to see guys obsess and just wear those losses very heavily. But then pulling on his big boy britches and calling out two heavy hitters. I mean, especially I've played Kaleb Koho before, and the guy knows his stuff. He is top tier. So I am curious to see if that match comes about because oh boy,
We'll have to see.
Indeed.
To see. All right. So let us go ahead and bring in today's victor with a mild upset, but still an upset. Kaleb, the king, Kaleb Koho. How we feeling, Kaleb? Finally got that win.
Yeah, that felt sloppy. I played realty. But a win's a win. I'll take. I heard voice actors. I went, this is gonna be really good or really bad. And then I heard Cars. And I'm like, oh, we're safe. I got this. Cars is like one of the only in the world that I feel 100% confident answering basically any fast interview from it. So I was like, okay, breathe it easier. But yeah, David played good. He played a good game. I'm shocked he wants to play another person in our faction already. I mean, whether it's Nazar or Boat, it's going to be a fun one. He put up a great fight today. He's going to put up a great fight next one. But yeah, it feels good to win, and I'm ready to move on to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you have won this match. Coming up in the next match, they haven't played yet, but you will get either Watkins or Lauren Collins. Do you have a preference as to who you play? I don't know if you've seen either of their matches, but
I have not. I've never heard of either of them. I've met either of them. I don't know anything about either of them.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be back to basics for me. I go in, I play to my strengths, and see how we do. Best luck to them, but better luck to me.
All right. Well, I gotta say, great match today, Kaleb. Came down. I mean, you led for most of it, but that third round, you did not know what was going on. So great. You played great. You got your 5-point question, one of the few that have. So congratulations. And we look forward to seeing what you do in the rest of the tournament.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is that match. It was crazy. I mean, that third round, I was going back and forth. I was like, okay, looks like Kaleb's going to win. Oh, looks like David's going to win. Oh, looks like David's going to. It was so back and forth. It was a great game.
It was. You're right. It was absolutely insane. I mean, up, down, all around, every which way but loose. You had no idea exactly what was going to pan out. But at the end of the day, when the smoke cleared, Kaleb Koho standing tall, getting that elusive win. I mean, it's got to be huge for him. And yeah, this tournament is really starting to pick up. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. So I'm curious to see where it goes. Because like I said, we've got a lot of strong competitors. So, I mean, sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will say this has been a great match. Looking forward to many, many more. We've got some more first round matches coming. We've got some more tournament ahead. So stay here, stay watching, and remember, move.
Moo.